I'm David Volk, a voice of the resistance, albeit a strange and funny one. Today's post, top signs Trump is a toddler, or, at the very least, a baby man. It was an astonishing discovery for me. He's nothing. He could be knocked down. E. Jean Carroll, former Vogue columnist, who beat Trump's ass in court twice to the tune of millions of dollars on the Rachel Maddow Show. He may look like an ailing 80-year-old man on his last legs, struggling to hold on to power, but the truth is, Dementia J. Trump is nothing but an overgrown juvenile who must have his way, or, like every 2-year-old, he will make everyone around him pay the price. The only difference between him and a 2-year-old is that the toddler's parents will say, no. This is not front-page headline-driving news, of course. We've known it all along. The only reason to remind everyone about it now is that the best way to respond to Trump or any rampaging toddler is to say no. And it works. When Governor J.B. Pritzker stood up to Donnie sending troops to Chicago, Donnie backed down. When San Francisco said it would arrest ICE agents violating the law, Donnie backed down. Who knows? Maybe all he needs is a good spanking for his juvenile behaviors, including 1. Insisting that everything he has is the best. If he doesn't have it, it's not worth having. And if somebody has something better, he wants that instead. Like that time when he offered to trade Puerto Rico for Greenland. By the way, he still hasn't given up on that one. So keep watching. Number 2, refusing to take blame for any screw up. It's always someone else's fault. The fake news for making him look bad. The Democrat Party, it's like the Democrat Party, not the Democratic Party, but the Democrat Party for causing him to lose the 2020 election. Not his bad campaigning and the fact that he's just an unlikable person. The weaponization of the Justice Department to investigate his connections with Russian involvement in the 2016 election and other crimes. Dude, if you don't want to be investigated, stop criming. So whenever anything goes wrong during his administration, he has to throw someone else under the bus, even if they had nothing to do with it. Number 3, refusing to apologize. If you never take the blame for your own fuck-up, you never have to say you're sorry, I guess. And on the odd occasions that he does kind of say he's sorry, it's half-assed. Like saying, I'm sorry if you were offended, or there were good people on both sides after the Tiki Torch protest in Charlottesville, Virginia. Number 4, refusing to admit he's wrong. Say, for example, he claimed that shoving a light up your ass or gargling with bleach cured COVID-19, which I'm sure he would never do because it's clearly wrong and potentially lethal. And then scientists claimed that sunlight helped ease some of the symptoms. Sunlight outside the body. He would never say he made a mistake, but he would definitely claim that the finding about sunlight proved that he was right all along, even though he wasn't even close. Number 5, insulting people he doesn't like. Like any toddler or adolescent boy, Trump hates to be called on his shit, especially by a woman, even more especially by a woman of color. And when someone does it, he would rather insult the messenger than to consider whether their comments have any merit. Just replace the word poopy head or meanie with low intelligence individual, and you'll see what I mean. Number 6, always has to be first. Little kids love to push their way to the front of the line so they can get the best thing that's on offer, or just because. First, hell, he pushed the leader of Montenegro out of the way at a G8 summit back in his first term because that's who he is. Number 7, loves to hear himself talk, even though he usually doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Like that time he said hydraulics were better than magnets because magnets can get water on them. Side note, do you know what happens when magnets come into contact with water? They get wet. That's it. This is why one of the most dangerous places on the planet to be is in between him and a camera and a microphone. And number 8, engages in compliant defiance. We saw it just last week when he refused to pay SNAP benefits to millions of Americans because he wasn't happy the government was shut down until the courts ordered him to make those payments. Instead of complying quickly, he sulked and kicked and said he would do it, but he'd only give out half the benefit, and then he would drag his feet, claiming that it could take months for him to be able to do it. In true toddler-like fashion, when one parent, read appeals court, said no, he went crying to his other parent, read the Supreme Court, in hopes of getting his way there. All this shows there's an important lesson that we can learn here. Just because Trump issues a directive doesn't make it a law. Just because Trump says something doesn't mean we have to do it. And while it's important for a parent to anticipate a 2-year-old's needs, we don't have to acquiesce in advance just to keep the resident of the White House from throwing a tantrum. I've been David Volk, a voice of the resistance, albeit a strange and silly one.